All right, hello and welcome to the Tuesday deadline stream. I've gone to bed for about I feel like it's been like 5 minutes, but according to my clock, I have gone. I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. I feel like I'm half asleep. That's the good news, and I'm going to be making some fantastic decisions based off this half asleepness, but we are going to, hopefully it's going to be good. Hopefully I've got everything right, because I tell you what, I've woken up and I feel like I've walked into a bus. But other than that, I've got the hat on because I'm literally half asleep and my hair is all over the place. But yeah, there's so much to get through. I've come on a little bit early because of the fact that I'm actually still 100% non-sure about what draft I'm going to end up on. My new plastic cards have shown up as well, which is really cool. So they're actually really they're going to be used for other things other than just subscribe. No, they're not. Yeah, this should be good. Yeah, without further ado, let's just jump straight into it because there's so much to talk about and I need to work out what the hell I'm doing myself. So this is the current lineup as things stand. That's what I've got. Hopefully the live chat will show up in the thing as well. I was mucking around, so hopefully it's black writing today so I can actually read the chat from the chat panel. So I'm just waiting to see if I've set it up right. I'm hoping I have. I can't see anything showing up there yet, but I'm hoping that it's going to show up shortly. So I'm just going to see if I can muck around with it a little bit longer. Yes, brilliant. I can read it. Fantastic. All right. Here we go. All right, good morning and, well, good afternoon. It's not even good morning for me. It's 11:10 at night. I went to bed at like 7:45 to try and get some sleep so I could think about what I was going to do, but I'm here to work out what the hell I'm going to do. And yeah, keep your comments in. But this is what I'm sitting on at the moment. So this would be the lineup as things stand. I'm not sure about Marmoush captain and Mo Salah captain, but that may change. I'm not convinced about Bruno anymore. And if anyone had seen my comments in the wildcard draft, after I did that video before, I started thinking about what would look like if I did a bench boost 32 instead. And I've got to thank Ross for this because I was just listening to him while I was making dinner. And he mentioned something about a bench boost 32, and I was like, and he was waffling on about Aston Villa assets against Southampton. Yeah, I know, right? See, I don't mind the Southampton versus Aston Villa game in itself, but I'm literally trying to work out a way that I can free hit 38 so I can have fun on the last day of the season. And I discovered a way that's possible, and I'm going to show you guys what that is. And it's going to be different because I'm going to be ignoring Villa, and I'm not going. And the plan would be to do this team today, and then no transfers until 34. Swap 4 of the players out in 34 to field exactly 11 in 34, and then just use the rest of my transfers up to 38, and then free hit 38. That is the plan. I'm going to show you what it looks like, and you guys can tell me if I'm absolutely barking mad or not. I would start Bruno this week really quickly. Haaland out for 5-6 weeks. Yeah, he's gone. So, yeah. Clive at doubt. Yeah, I need to check the press conferences as well. I've been asleep, so I've got a lot to work out. Allison and goal. Yeah, don't mind that. Loving Bowen for 30, 33, 34. Seeing that Clive is a doubt. Clive is a doubt, man. That just confirms to me that my other idea was brilliant. So I'm going to show you guys what it is. So bear with us. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about here. And you're going to be like, you're an idiot. Don't do that. But I actually think that, you know, when a draft ends up with exactly the same amount of money that you need to make it work, well, this is exactly what happens. So let's just get into it. So Areola comes out in this draft. So does, let's see if I can get it right. So Kirkes comes out as well. Clivert comes out. Bruno comes out. Murphy and Sarr stay. Isaac, Marmoush, Mateta stay as well. Now, this is where it gets really kind of cool. So I know there's a lot of talk about Saka and whatever, and this is literally going on a massive gamble, but sometimes gambles work, right? And bringing back Cole Palmer also doesn't make a lot of sense, but hopefully will make a little bit of sense in a second. And then for Bruggen, and then this bloke here becomes Dan Burn because I need a third Newcastle player. And look at that. That's 15 of 15 players, right? That's zero money left in the bank. Like zero, absolute zeros. And you're like, what are you thinking with this? So the idea would be, and I'm going to have to go on a Fantasy Football Hub to show you exactly what this looks like, because then you'll be able to see the forward planning behind it. But this is potentially the route I am 55% likely to go down. Let's put it that way. I'm not convinced at all that this is actually where I'm going to go, but this is a significant option. I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like. So if we go here, and I'm going to make the moves now to show you exactly what it looks like. So Clive goes. Who did I say else went? Areola, Kirkes, Bruno. Palmer comes in. Saka comes in. For Bruggen, I can't believe I'm going back to Verbruggen. Verbruggen trolled me so hard, but it just makes sense. When you see this, you're going to be like, you could be onto something. You could be onto something here. Obviously, my Game Week 34 team is not as good as what will be on a free hit, but I outscored the free hit in Game Week 29 with 86 points, -4, 82. So part of me thinks I can take on a free hit team anyway. And then free hit 38, maybe just have complete fun. So this is the team, right? I'm going to make the transfers in here, and I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like. So that's the team this week. It recommends Salah this week. It's a 99% team rating. It's looking pretty good. This is obviously provided that Palmer's fit, and I haven't read the press conference. I don't even know if Chelsea have given a press conference yet, and this is based purely off just a pile of nonsense, really. But that's the game. That's the team in Game Week 30. If we go to Game Week 31, it's still a 99% rating, and nobody. All right, so there was a slight change there. I don't know what it did, but it's still a 99% team rating, right? Mo Salah apparently captain against Fulham. Don't know about that. I think Isaac will be the captain against Leicester next week away. Leicester are just garbage. I hate to say it rude. You picked the wrong club. You shouldn't have gone there. Game Week 32 is when I would play the bench boost, right? And this is why it makes sense to have a look at this. So 32, I would then have Leicester at home for Bruggen and goal. All right, so that's a really good fixture. It's as good as Areola in 33, but in 32, you're going to have obviously the double for Newcastle, which looks significantly better than just Aston Villa away in 33, and Man City have Crystal Palace at home in 32. So I would argue the fixtures potentially for this team are really good, and Cole Palmer has Ipswich at home. Mo Salah has West Ham at home. Again, all these fixtures like make it a really good 32 squad. Now, I know it's saying that the game week rating there is 100%. Like Fantasy Football Hub knows that I've cracked the code. I'm pretty sure. So then we go to Game Week 33. And again, it's not quite as good in Game Week 33, but we'll press the re-optimize button and I go up to 96%. So in this week, I would have 8 doublers according to my calculations. So I would have Munoz, Guardiol, Gabriel, Raya, Saka as captain, Sarr, Marmoush, Mateta. I've got 8 doublers. I've got Isaac, Salah, and Palmer. Not the worst 3 players to have that aren't doubling, I would argue. All right? So that's Game Week 11. Game Week 33 with 11 players, not the bench boost in 32. When we go to 34, as you can see there, it does plummet a little bit. But this is where Newcastle assets against Ipswich at home come into play, and all of a sudden I'm up to 64%. I've got 4 free transfers here. So it's Gabriel, Gonzo, see you later. Saka, Gonzo, see you later, because then they'll give me a good midfield. That means Bruno Fernandes can come back in here and absolutely tear it up against Bournemouth. And then Gabriel's gone, as I said. Guardiol, he can stay because they could potentially double again, and Wolves and Southampton are really nice fixtures for Man City. Mateta probably goes for Cunha. So I'm just going to quickly show you what these moves look like because it'll make a lot more sense if I just do them. So Cunha would come in here. I've looked at that. He's got an amazing fixture. He's got Leicester at home. Eight Nori could potentially come in here as well. No, he's not, because he's got Man City the week after stuff that it's just not a good play. Now, I did look at some other moves, so it could be. Who did I look at here? I looked at someone. It could be, I don't know. I had worked out these other moves, right? Let's just make that transfer and then optimize the team again. Cunha comes in. All of a sudden, the team rating goes up to 73%. The other three moves I'd worked out earlier, but I don't want to sit here and waste too much time for people. I want to get back to the comments. Other than to say that it looks pretty damn good, right? And then I can navigate 34 without the free hit, get to game week 35. All of a sudden, the team is looking pretty damn good again. I can tell you, Ismaila Sarr becomes Alanga in 34, provided Nottingham Forest versus Brentford stays in 34. So, as we see, game week 35, I go back to 100% team rating. I can then start pissing off the Crystal Palace assets because their run of fixtures is garbage. No, it's actually not too bad. There's one team in there that's no good. It's Arsenal. That's right. Just get rid of their assets. They're all 100% sells in game week 34 on blank game week. I don't like making goalkeeper transfers, but potentially Raya may be the only one that stays. And Cole Palmer goes as well at some point. I'm not sure how, where, whatever, but that's my plans. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Potentially, that is where I go. It is a little bit risky this week. Potentially, many people are not going to have Cole Palmer, and I'll go to the status page in a second just to show you exactly what I'm talking about. There's been a lot of moves in and out. Let's open that up really quickly. All right, I'm going to get back to the comments. Sorry, I've been rambling for a little bit, and I've got no idea what everyone's saying. Just stuck out of work for smoke. Have to go back in now. Hopefully catch more before the deadline. Yes, thanks, Peter. I think a card flip is the way to go. Yes, 100%. The card flip, the new card, the plastic card is ready to go. What else we got here? 55 Fields, congrats. Yeah, thanks, Jimbo the Daddy. I know the channel has absolutely ballooned in the last 28 days. I can tell you I've up like almost 500 subs in the last 28 days. Don't know where the support's coming from, but keep it coming. It's very much appreciated, 100%. Also, I need to change that. You might be getting an echo. Hopefully not getting an echo anymore. My team value is definitely insane. I'm very thankful for that. Hi, Freddie. How are you? I've got two possible ideas. Trent and Shade to Munoz and Sarr, or Clivert and Wood to Sarr and Mamouche Mateta. I think I'll go the two Palace players, Freddie. I think Munoz and Sarr have the most upside. I think they've got even more upside than Mamouche this week. That's my honest opinion. Should I assistant manager Eddie Howe from 31 to 32 and then change to Arteta game week 33? Thoughts on that? Sydney, no. I think the assistant manager for me is all about table bonus, and I've been preaching the table bonus all season long. I don't cover the normal managers. I just think that the upside of winning a match with a table manager bonus is worth 20 points. One with just a normal manager is worth, at max, probably 12 points. Like, it's night and day. For me, it's table manager bonus all the way. Is Eze, Sarr, and Munoz good, or do I need Mateta? Rev, that's a really good question. I actually looked at the same thing myself. I was not convinced by Mateta at all on the weekend, but I'm assured by Palace fans, and Alan, who was on here on the stream on Saturday, he assured me that Mateta's great. He just said that's what Mateta does. He doesn't do much, and then all of a sudden he gets in the box and he scores. So I'm backing him in, and I honestly can't split Sarr and Eze. After watching that game, I thought Eze was amazing, but I also thought Sarr was really good, and Sarr just runs into the correct positions to get on the end of chances, so I really like that as well. I have to change the Haaland emoji. I'm gutted because I was so happy with my Haaland play. Also, it's really hot in this room. I need to put the aircon on. There we go. That should be better. 1 week punt. I've got the money. Saka or Eze. Eze all day long. FPL wonder. I think. I'm not sure, but I don't know whether to believe Arteta, which is the main problem I've got with Arsenal's lineup. And look at these transfers in, right? Like, I just wanted to show everyone this amount of people. So Mamouche, I've got in my team. Isaac, I've got my team. Mateta, I've got in my team. Sarr, I've got my team. Munoz, got in my team. Bruno Fernandes is currently in my team, but might leave. Guardiola's in the team. Saka potentially may end up in the team. Salah is in my team. Ray is in my team. That's 10 players. Of the top 10, I could feasibly have all 10 of the top transferred in players this week. Kirkes is potentially going to move, along with Clivert. based on the fact that I don't want them after this week, and I think it saves me transfers and might not optimise my team this week, but I think it makes a lot of sense. Jacob Murphy, obviously, in my team. Dan Byrne, highly likely in my team. Gabriel Milinkovic are in my team as well. Like, I literally have all the players that people are bringing in will be in my team. It's crazy. It's just got a matter of making sure I don't bench them the wrong week. That's going to be the main problem. I'm playing... hello, Colza. How are you, buddy? Any chance of a squad analysis? Peter, yes. Send me a message in the WhatsApp group and I will have a look at your team. That will be easier for me because I'm half asleep and trying to get it to work on Fantasy Football Hub with my own team logged in is going to be a pain in the bum. I'm playing William Sells to start Bruno. So I would start Bruno this week. I've actually put money on Bruno to score or assist tonight. So, and I've talked to, I've got a couple of a couple of West Ham fans in the WhatsApp chat, and they assure me that they think the Bowen's a much better pick in Gameweek 33, but they think that Bruno will outscore Bowen against Wolves. Apparently their record post-international breaks for West Ham is not flash. Nottingham Forest obviously played 120 minutes. Bruno is in the form of his life for Man United, and you would argue that he's definitely the pick this week. Thoughts on midfield of Saka, Salah, Eze, Alanga, and Murphy. Don't mind it. That's really good. Hello, mate. Good job you're doing. Keep it up. Thank you very much, Salamites. Start Palmer or Guaviol. Depends on whether you're starting a back three or a back four. If you're starting a back four, I'd definitely start Palmer. If you're starting a back three, then I don't know how Palmer fits in, but I would suspect that from what I've read, Palmer's going to start. I hope he does. Imagine if I go with Palmer and Saka and they both get benched. Oh, they're both not there, and I'm playing a fourth defender. Might not actually be the worst case in the world. Milinkovic, I've even put money on Milinkovic to score and assist this week as well. So there you go, interesting stuff. How do I get Saka and Guavio in, Clive and Milinkovic, Gabriel, or it's not needed? I'm not sure if Saka's 100% needed. This is literally just me going out on a limb going, I want to play the free hit in 38. Because if I didn't want to play the free hit in 38, I would 100% be playing Saka. I wouldn't even bother with Saka, is the honest answer. But because of the fact that I don't want to make any transfers, I want to roll and then play 11 and 34. And I think that's the way I'm going to go. I think Saka, therefore, needs to come in this week so I don't have to make that transfer. And I just deal with the fact if he gets benched. Like, my squad is decent enough with the moves I'm making that it's not going to make too much of a difference. Okay. Marupsi Engen, hello. Would you please evaluate this wild card? Isaac, Valentin, Mamouche? Don't mind it. Salah, Eze, Sa. Yeah, so you've gone with Eze and Sa. I like that. That's a bit differential. It's nice. Foden, again, differential. Great stuff. I'm still trying to work out whether Foden is a move for me or not. Munoz, Guaviol, Nico Williams-Ray. Yeah, it's decent, mate. I don't mind that at all. It's a starting 11. It's a great squad. Wakey, mate. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. Also thinking Clive out on Wildcard 30. I've got Murphy and Sa, best replacement. 6.7k max. Alanga, or could go straight to Villamid to save. I'd actually take a punt, in your case, Jamie Swift Drake. What a name. Jamie Swift Drake. I would take a punt on Marcus Rashford. He looked brilliant on Sunday. I thought he was great. But yeah, that's just me. All right, Peter, what have we got? Let's have a look. All right. Open that up. Oh, mate, why is that not showing up? Okay, I see what's going on here. Is it time to get Nicholas Jackson in? I actually really like the play of getting a Nicholas Jackson in. It's not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout at all. Best midfielder for 6.9 on my wild card. Again, I think you probably go with Marcus Rashford, honestly. I don't mind that play at all. Get your FPL team rated. All right, here we go. Let's quickly put this in. I'm actually more awake now than I thought I was going to be. This is scary. I'm going to go to work tomorrow. Peter, by the way, I'm pretty confident that you work in a school. Now, I don't know if you're a teacher like me. Well, I used to be a teacher. Not anymore. I'm a deputy. I'm importing your team now. Let me have a look. Keep your comments coming in. I will ask all the questions you've got. All right. Okay. Someone actually sent me a message I don't recall here. By the way, I'm going to snowbombing next week. If anyone is going to Austria for snowbombing and you're in this chat, please send me a direct message on Instagram. I will invite you onto a video next week and you can be part of my deadline stream in Gameweek 32. All right, Peter, let's have a look. Sells Pickford. Get rid of Pickford, Peter. Get rid of Pickford. You could save so much money there. Gabriel, Milinkovic, Aït-Nouri, Robinson, Alexander-Arnold, Mo Salah, Palmer, Sarr, Fernandez, Dango. Get rid of Dango. Valentin, Raul, Wood. Yeah, all right. So you've got a lot of transfers you need to make, Peter, is what I would suggest. What's your squad value? All right, let's suggest transfers. What does AI reckon? I'll go have a quick look at what AI reckons. All right, I'm going to get off this as well because people actually probably want to see my team. That's what I'm going with at the moment. I'm 55% likely that's the squad I'm going in. Zero money left in the bank. So anyone that wants to have a look, that is currently what I'm looking at myself. And this is based purely on free hitting in game week 38. That is my plan. I'm almost sold to it now. I actually can't see your predicted transfers. I don't have an account. That's annoying. But yeah, Peter, that's what I would do. Those are the players that need to go. Whatever. Just get rid of that, man. Just team rating. Three, 6, 4, 9, 4, 0, 0. All right, sorry. I'm going to go back to the chat now. What have we got here? All right. Best midfielder on wildcard. I was the one who recommended lose a wildcard after the other day. Thanks a lot. All good. Jimbo Daddy, it's a good strategy to hold off my wildcard for 1 week to make sure a guy in my mini league can't take my picks with his to stop me catching up. Don't mind that at all. That is a play that if you are after that, definitely for sure. What is going on, everybody? My name is Andy. Welcome back to another FPL video. Hello, George Gavin. Welcome back to the D Unit channel. Cheers for the answer in the same compliment. I was actually looking at one of Rash Sensio. Yeah, I'd like the idea of Asensio, but the fact that Marcus Rashford definitely looks like he's on penalties when he's on the field makes you think that he's a better pick. How will Fulkrug affect Bowen? Good plan. I don't know. There will be some West Ham fans that join in here. Peter, I can tell you what's happening. It won't show me your new team because Fantasy Football Hub doesn't update it until you do it. So you have to input it manually. Take a screenshot, share your screenshot in the chat and in the WhatsApp group, and I'll tell you off that. That will make it a lot easier. That explains a lot, actually. How you doing, mate? I hope you're well. What are your thoughts on Rico Lewis? No, absolutely no, not for me. Rico Lewis, Pep Roulette is a thing. The only players I think that are set are Marmoush because Haaland's injured, so someone has to play there. I think Phil Foden now is potentially a lock as well, and that is the only other consideration I've got here. Maybe Cole Palmer could become Phil Foden, but is Phil Foden against Crystal Palace better than Cole Palmer against Ipswich in game week 32? Arguably, probably not, and I think that's where I'm with that. Yeah, Rico Lewis not for me. Too many issues. Nah, all good. Don't stress. I don't mind the spam. It's perfectly fine. I do get to everyone's comments. If I'm not reading it out straight away, it's because I'm in the middle of a train thought process. And I'm also half asleep as well. But I promise I will get to your question and your comment as well. I promise. I don't ignore anyone. Promise you that. All right, Peter, let's have a look. Raya, Pope, Gabriel, Munoz, Guaviol, Aït-Nouri, Milinkovic, Kluivert, Salah, Bruno, Murphy, Sarr, Mateta, Isaac, Marmoush. Wildcard active, 0.1 active. All right, okay. So I would probably ditch. Okay, in fact, I know what I would do. Get rid of Aït-Nouri, Peter. Get rid of Pope. And get in, depending on when you're going to bench boost, get an Areola on 33 or a good goalkeeper on 32 and ditch Aït-Nouri for Dan Burn. And then I quite like it. I don't mind the Bruno shout. That's obviously a little bit different. And trust me, there's a big part of me that wants to keep Bruno being a Man United fan. I just saw this draft and all of a sudden it just made sense. This is possibly the player I want to go with. Yeah, I know. I've dropped a bit of team value in order to get this draft happening because obviously if I just hold on, so I've got Bruno Fernandes and I've got a little bit of money tied up in him. So that's a disappointing. I've obviously got some money tied up in, who else did I get rid of this lineup? Kirkes, I've got a lot to tie. I got Kirkes at 4.4, so I've got 0.5 million tied up in Kirkes. But I just think that he needs to go, right? Like, in order to facilitate these other moves, it just makes a lot of sense to get rid of him. And then, obviously, I've got no money tied up in this goalkeeper position because I've already moved him, so that's 90 here and there. And then the other one was Saka, and that was in for Kluivert, and I've got lots of money tied up in Kluivert as well. So I'm making my team a lot poorer, but I think on the long run, it's going to end up a lot more profitable, is my answer to that. They have no idea the time zone we're in, mate. Yeah, I know the time zone over here is absolutely bollocks. For this deadline streams, the deadline stream in Australia is nonsense. The fact that I've gone to sleep and I've woken up and it's not even midnight yet tells you everything you need to know about the fact that I'm going to be super tired tomorrow. And also the other problem is that Man United are in today, playing today. That's also problematic as well. So the funny thing is I can make these transfers, right? I can make them now. And if I wanted my other team back, I could still afford my other team because I'm actively selling. Like the other players I've got are actually cheaper than the ones I'm buying. So I could easily always change my mind. Remember, selling price, don't make moves. That's why I haven't pressed make transfers yet because I'm not sold on this idea, right? I'm not completely sold on it. And if I make the moves now, I lose that team value on Bruno. I lose it in Kirkes. I lose it in Kluivert. I got to be 100% sure that is the way I want to go. And if it is, then we lock, we load, and we go. But yeah. All right, Saka's starting tonight. No idea is the honest answer. I hope that he is. If I go with this draft, I hope that Saka's starting and I hope he returns. I hope Cole Palmer's starting on Thursday and that he returns as well. There's a lot of ifs, buts, and maybes in there. Just hope for the best. Do you feel Bowen or Rashford is a better pick? I think if you're playing the doubles, Rashford is better. If you're playing the fixtures, I think in 30 and 33, Bowen is definitely a better pick. Southampton and 33 is really good for Jared Bowen. All good, no problem at all. Dan Burn over Livramento, yes, because I can't afford Livramento with this draft. That is the only reason why. Yes, he's on 8 yellow cards. But in reality, he's got to get booked twice out of Brentford at home, Leicester away, Man United at home, Crystal Palace at home. I just can't see him getting booked twice in those 4 games. I just can't see it myself. I can see him getting booked once and then sweating on that last game, but I reckon Dan Burn will be fine. He's Dan Burn after all. I think I would prefer Bruno over Palmer in your draft. Yeah. I mean, Bruno is currently Palmer in my squad. So I'm not sure is the honest answer to that. Who to replace Kluivert? I don't have a Palace spot free. And you want to replace Kluivert, Ross. Who do you replace Kluivert with? Have you got Jacob Murphy? Have you got your 3 Newcastle players in there? If you got your 3 Newcastle players, then yeah. But otherwise, that'll be good. Thoughts on Kluivert now that he has a knock? I'm selling Kluivert because I only want him for Ipswich, and then because he doesn't double anymore, I don't want him post the Ipswich game. I know he's got West Ham in game week 31, but I just think I can move him out this week for free, whereas if I don't move him this week, I'm then wasting a transfer moving him out for a better player. Putting in the hard work with the time zones, yeah, I know you're telling me, and sat in the sun with a pint. Oh, mate. Oh, that just kills me. I really want to have a drink as well. I love having a drink on the deadline stream, but I got to work tomorrow, and I feel like if I have a drink now, I'm on track to call in sick, and probably some of my co-workers are watching this stream, so I can't afford to be doing that. But I'm very envious, very envious. That'll be me next week. I'll be at snowbombing. I'll be skiing during the day, going to raves at night, and I'll definitely be making up for the fact I'm not drinking now. Wildcard active. Let's have a look. Raya, Flecken, Mikolenko, Livramento. Get rid of Mikolenko. Just get rid of him. Flecken, I'd also get rid of him as well. Livramento, I like. Guaviol, Munoz, Gabriel, Sarr, Murphy, Saka, Salah, Foden. Yes, I love the rest of that. Absolutely love the rest of that, but I would just get rid of Mikolenko and Flecken. There's better goalkeepers, and Mikolenko's Everton's run of fixtures coming up is garbage. There's better options, especially at that price point as well. Dan Burn, you've already got 3 Newcastle. No, you don't have 3 Newcastle. Oh, no, you do. You do have 3 Newcastle. Just bring in Nico Williams for Mikolenko. They're perfect. You don't have any Forest. Covers you with Forest as well. I like that. Eze plus Sarr over Sarr plus Mateta for me. Yeah, I don't mind it. The only problem I've got with the Eze Sarr combo is midfield slots, as we could see, are at a premium. And if you're going with 3 Palace and you're going with 3 Newcastle and you want some premiums to go with Mo Salah, you can't fit a second Palace midfielder in. I don't think. Maybe you can. I just don't think you can. All right, what else have we got here? Really want to get Saka in, but I don't know if I can take the risk on minutes. Yeah, I know. This is like one of them Hail Marys plays, and I think because I'm half asleep, I'm probably going to do it. Michael, would you just get Dan Burn or Spence if you're on bench boost 33? Who have Tottenham got in 33? Hold on. Fixtures. Where are we? Oh, no. I've clicked the wrong button. This is how still half asleep I am. All right. Fixtures. Where are we? There we go. Fixture difficulty rating, 33. Spencer's got... Have I got that right? Nottingham Forest? Nah. I'd still go with a Newcastle defender. I think that's better than playing against Forest as a Spurs team. I don't trust Spurs at all. I'm not going to own any of their assets. I don't care that they've got Southampton next week. I've got zero interest in any Tottenham player. I feel sorry for anyone that's a Tottenham supporter. I thought it was hard work being a Man United supporter. Being a Tottenham supporter is even harder. Assistant manager for Game Week 31, 100%. Now, this is a really good point. Assistant manager for Game Week 31. If we have a look at 31, who has table bonus next week? David Moyes has table bonus against Arsenal. Not an option. Aston Villa against Nottingham Forest, I think potentially does have table bonus, and Villa are playing Nottingham Forest at home. Unai Emery is a very good shout for table bonus next week. West Ham against Bournemouth is also a really good shout. Graham Potter will be at home. Bournemouth will be going to West Ham, and their form has definitely significantly dipped over the last 4 or 5 game weeks. Graham Potter could be a really good shout next week for table bonus. Brentford against Chelsea, I don't think has it. Crystal Palace against Brighton potentially could have it, but Crystal Palace are almost 100% going to beat Southampton, so they probably won't have it. And I don't think Brentford's going to be beating Newcastle. So I think then that game would no longer have table bonus. Everton, no. As I said, David Moyes will have it. It's not an option. Fulham against Liverpool. No, they've got it. Liverpool are going to Fulham. If Liverpool have a wobble this week at home, potentially Marco Silva could be good next week. I'm not sure about that one. Ipswich against Wolves won't have it. Leicester against Newcastle, absolutely zero chance. Manchester United against Manchester City is also a really good shout at table bonus. Ruben Amorim could definitely do Manchester City at Old Trafford next on the weekend, 100%. I could definitely see that happening. So yeah, a few different options that you could go with for 31, but 32 and 33, it has to be on Oliver Glasner for me. So if you are one of those managers and you have that, you probably just need to work out what you're going to do and move them on. Yeah, so that's the current squad as it is at the moment. That's the planned moves. So Palmer, Saka, Burn, Verbruggen, in for Areola, Kirkes, Kluivert, and Bruno. It kills me getting rid of Bruno, but I just don't think there's any other option if I want to play free hit 38 and roll in 34 without taking too many hits. I mean, I could keep Bruno this week. Do I think Bruno's better than Palmer this week? I mean, I mean, Palmer's playing Spurs. That's what I just got to keep telling myself. Palmer is playing Spurs. If he's fit and available, Spurs will find a way to get him back in form. Opinion of free hit 33 instead of free hit 34. I don't mind it. It just depends on how you're setting your team up long term. Yeah. My plan is to free hit in 38 based on the strategy I've just said. He's probably got red somewhere too, yeah. It is FPL, mate. No love for Foden. I love Foden. Everyone knows that my best shout of the season was Phil Foden over 5 weeks. I'll just pull up Phil Foden here so we can have a quick look at him. Phil Foden, where is he? There we go. Look at this man. I own Phil Foden from game week 18 to game week 23. And he started off poorly against Everton, 2 points. Then he got 6. Then he got 8. Then he got 15. Then he got 19. And then he got 7. If you want to know why I'm at rank 1054, Phil Foden coming in for Saka is the reason, a very big reason why I'm at the rank I'm at. I have a lot of love for this man. But if you have a look post 23, and remember, Marmoush was bought and came into the squad at game week 23. Since Marmoush has come into the squad, Phil Foden has just died. He's absolutely died. He's got 2 points, 3, 2, 1, 3, 1. He's been benched in 2 of those 7 games. I just don't know. Without Haaland, maybe Foden comes back in and starts popping off. And look, I am scared about the Leicester game for people that own Phil Foden. I feel like he could absolutely destroy in this game week. I really feel like Phil Foden could pop in this game week, but then I have zero faith in him, and I have zero faith in Pep Guardiola and Pep Roulette. And I don't want to be sitting there stressing that I've got 9.2 million invested in a player, and I don't even know if he's going to be starting every week. I suppose at least with Marmoush, he's 7.3. It's not quite as much money. What do I think of Tottenham, Tyler? Absolutely garbage football club. They're just a bunch of bottlers. And they're coached by someone that shouldn't be a coach in the Premier League, which is quite funny. And like being Australian/British myself, big Ange ball is bad ball. I don't love it at all. Replace them with who? Williams 4.4, and I can't remember the other bloke. I'll have a quick look at that in a second. Best of payment for Minos. Opinion of free hit. Yeah, I did that one. I don't get it. Is Clive injured? And if no, if I can't get Saka, what should I do? There's plenty of other options. I'm not saying that Saka is the play, by the way. I just for the rest of my team, if he's actually fit and Arteta's actually telling the truth, which is a very big if, then Saka is definitely a play that you could save a transfer on by just playing. And the only reason why I'm doing it is because I'm on Wildcard. If I wasn't on Wildcard, Saka would 100% not even be in the question. Like, let me get that straight. Saka would not be in my team at all this week if I wasn't on Wildcard. I would have zero interest. I would want to see him play and see what his minutes are like first. Is Dunk a good pick? It depends, game off, on when you're playing a Wildcard. Sorry, not when you're playing a Wildcard, when you're playing a bench boost. As I said, bar Verbruggen in this team, if I play bench boost in 32 and they have Leicester, is brilliant. And I understand why people want Dunk for the exact same reasons. He's also very cheap, and Brighton also have a very good fixture run, so I don't mind that at all. Should I start Bowen or Murphy this week? Jared Bowen 100% over Murphy this week. Meviano. Jimbo the Daddy. I have one free transfer in my attackers and Buemo and Kunku, Palmer, Neto, Salah, Palmer. Oh, mate. Just get rid of Haaland. Bring in Marmoush for the Leicester game. That's definitely the play. 100%. Thoughts on Emilia Martinez as a backup for Raya? I saw the Martinez shout. I've seen other people suggesting Martinez. But if you're playing bench boost 32, it's a really good shout as well. But do you really want 10.5 million tied up in your goalkeepers? I think the answer to that is no. For that reason, it's a no. But that's only purely the reason why. Foden over Palmer, I reckon. Yeah, you could be right, Tyler. I don't mind it at all. It is a shout, but it also then means I have to take a -4 in game week 34 to field 11 players. Haaland and Marmoush for -4. Yep, tick that off, Leander. No problem at all. AM Emery for 31 and leaving to Glasgow to finish the job. Yes, Cezanne Absolutely fantastic. That's exactly what I would do as well. Oh, mate, yeah, my AM calls have been brilliant. I would argue I had a 3-week absolute uber premium stretch, 56 points on my assistant manager chip. I am scared of what Glasner can do over 32 and 33. I'm just kind of hoping he sucks, but I got a feeling that the way Crystal Palace are playing, he's going to absolutely rock the show. Can you show my team? Yeah, this is my team that I'm probably going to go to. At the moment, my team that I am on Wildcard, that is my team currently. So this is the team currently. But Bruno Fernandes, Kluivert, Kirkez, and Areola are definitely in the firing line here. They could all leave. Gabriel could even leave for a cheaper Arsenal defender, FYI. I'm not sold on having him. I think 6.4 is probably over the stretch. Can we trust the press conference today, given it considering it's April Fool's? 100% we cannot. Am I changing it? Yeah. So the changing would be potentially be the other one. I'm still not sure. There is another move where I could just do this, right? And this is the other potential moves I could do, just in case anyone is wondering. So I could bring in Saka this week. It saves me a transfer. Kluivert's under a cloud now, so that makes a lot of sense. Again, I've got Areola. The second goalkeeper depends on whether I've bench boost in 32 or I bench boost in 33. And I think Newcastle playing Aston Villa away is worse in 33 than Man City at home to Crystal Palace in 32. So for that reason, I think I'm likely to go with Bart Verbruggen in goal. Like, there are other options. You could go Emilio Martinez, but as I said, I'm playing him for 1 week. And I think if you look at Brighton's fixture run from now through to, even when Ray's got a few difficult games, I think they've got Liverpool in 36. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure they've got Liverpool in 36. Well, Bart Verbruggen has Wolves in 36, so I would actually have a good goalkeeper in 36 without me having to worry about it. And it's actually not a bad shout. Brighton do have a pretty decent fixture run. They obviously don't have Europe either, so you don't have to be worried too much about that. And Verbruggen has been okay, but he's been absolutely garbage in my team earlier in the year. But I'm not afraid to give people a second chance in my team. Then I could just leave it at that, right? And Bruno Fernandes... Kirkez leaves, and he will definitely become Burn because he is the cheapest Newcastle defender. That's purely the only reason why. I am aware he's on 8 yellow cards. If he gets 2 yellow cards in 4 games, it's kind of unlucky, I reckon, but that's what I'm thinking. And then I could just leave Bruno in, right? If I think Bruno's better than Palmer this week, I could leave it and then waste a transfer on him. Or I could get rid of Bruno, and this could be Foden versus Leicester. And then I just take a -4, or I just leave Phil Foden in. Like, how good is Phil Foden going to be in 32? The other question is, Cole Palmer, I would argue, if you look at 31, let's bring in Palmer again. Like, Cole Palmer in 31 is potentially okay against Brentford away. Is that better away than Phil Foden against Man United? Is that better than Bruno against Man City? I'm not sure, but in 32, I know that Cole Palmer against Ipswich at home is definitely better. And in 34, when I need him on the blank, he's got Everton at home. Like, I think that makes me want Cole Palmer more based on that particular reasoning. Hopefully that makes a bit of sense for anyone that's wondering why the hell I'm even thinking about keeping Cole Palmer. He's probably dropping in price tonight as well. I have Savinho over Foden because of the funds, but as a United fan still playing, mate, I know it's so hard owning City assets. It pains me owning City assets because you just don't know what you're going to do. You want them to suck. I want Mo Salah to suck every single week because he plays for Liverpool. But he doesn't. So I've got to own him. But it's like yes, he scored points for my team, but I really wish he sucked. Will you be here next season too? I'm thinking of being a paying member next season. 100%. I'm 100% going to be here next season. I will be back. I can't promise you my rank is going to be anywhere near as good next year. I'm probably on track. You would think from this moment on, I'm on track for a top 10K finish. You'd hope. That was the original plan. The original aim at the start of the season was to do that. Also, FYI, how cool is my mug? It's brilliant. I really wanted to have a drink tonight so I could put it in the mug, but alas, I'm sticking to the water. Maybe I'll just pour some water in there. That'll be a bit better. Get some of the merch on the stream. That's what they say, right? YouTube will love it. What else have we got here? Thanks, mate. Love your content. Thank you. I love all you guys are such a positive community. I love the fact that everyone on here literally almost leaves me a very nice message. So thank you very much. I'm sure the trolls will come out at some point, but until then, I'm going to keep enjoying it while it's going. If you weren't wildcarding this week, who'd stay from your current team and who wouldn't? If I wasn't wildcarding this week, I'm going to have a look at what my team was last week. Hold on. Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to open this up. Actually, I can change this because the other one's like that. So go to points last week. This was my squad last week, right? In game week 29. So 86 points. Areola. Robinson definitely goes. And Aït-Nouri. Aït-Nouri's just trolled me all season long. I've owned him. I don't even know why I bought him back a second time. I knew what was going to happen. Brian and Mbeumo and Wissa and Haaland and Wood. I mean, I had so many issues this week. My team would have absolutely sucked without a wild card. And had Creswell and Fabianski on the bench. There were so many issues with my squad. I literally dead-ended it perfectly into game week 29, knowing that I was just going to go a week early. But with the way everything's fallen, everyone's jumping on wildcard, mainly in game week 30 anyway. My team was in bits. Like if I rolled this team in with only one free transfer, I would have been stuffed this week. I would have had a horrible week. It'd be a big red arrow. So it's actually worked out quite well. I actually had the wild card play correctly. It's worked out okay so far. Yeah, Kluivert's flagged. He's definitely got to go 100%. I wonder if Bournemouth have gone off the boil. I live in Bournemouth and all the locals seem to think they've lost form. Yeah, well, I watched on the Sunday, I watched that Bournemouth Man City game and I thought, oh my God, the Haaland draft is locked. I had no issues with the Haaland draft. I was looking good. Haaland was getting chances galore. He was missing them, but then he scored in the second half. I was like, we're on. I had exact money for the Haaland draft as well. When you've got exact money for something on wildcard, it's normally the correct play. That's what I would say on that. It's normally the correct play. And I'm going back to what I did on wildcard 12, which was Cole Palmer, Saka, and Mo Salah. The 3 ultimate premium midfielders in the game. I've obviously lost Bruno. I did have Bruno and Brian and Mbeumo on wildcard in game week 12. But I am spending up money in the defence because every man and his dog's going to have Arsenal defenders and I've got to make sure I'm covered against that, especially at my rank. If I don't do it, I'm just going to be losing rank and if they perform. So it is a little bit of protection. It's very boring. That part of the draft is very boring. The midfield, though, not many people are going to be rocking with Saka, Salah and Palmer. So I quite like that. I quite like it. And then obviously I'm bench boosting in 32, which looks amazing, right? So, yeah, I just think there's so much to love. Sarr obviously plays over Murphy this week. Murphy obviously plays over Sarr next week. And then they all play in 32. And then in 33, I ditch Murphy to the bench or he becomes someone else. I don't know. No, as I said, my plan is just to roll the transfers to 34, provided and hope that I don't get any injuries along the way. Banging hat, by the way. Thank you very much, Ray. Thank you, my man. Are you bench boost 32? I think I am. Kane, with this draft, I'm 100% bench boost 32. Verbruggen is in here for bench boost 32. Cole Palmer's in here for bench boost 32. Oh, sorry, chill. My bad. Palmer, Mateta, and Minte, or Saka, Valentin, and Bowen. Bench boost 33. Palmer, Mateta. I think I prefer Mateta, but I prefer Bowen. I think I prefer Bowen, Mateta, and Minte. That sounds really retarded, but I think that's probably where I'd go. I think. I just love Bowen and 33 is the best of the pick. He's got Southampton and 33. Saka obviously will have a double as well. So maybe it's Saka, Bowen and Mateta and you fund the money from elsewhere. I think that's probably what I'd do. Which Palace combination would you prefer? I would love to have 4 Palace assets. I would love to have Sarr, Eze, Mateta and Munoz. If you ask me for my gut feel, I think Eze is better than Sarr. But Sa works for me to make the rest of this draft happen. If I pick Eze, I've got to make sacrifices elsewhere, and I don't think I'm going to do that. Why not Areola? Because I'm bench boosting in 32, not 33. Areola has... I don't know who Areola's got in 32, but it's not someone that's decent. They've got Tottenham, I think. Hold on. Let me just... I don't want to be making things up. Areola... Oh, that's why it's not Areola. He's got Liverpool in 32. No chances. That's why Areola's not a play. And for the bench boost, 32 is not going to happen. I'm not going to lie. Looking back at our teams before this wildcard, looks like pure. I know. What happened to my team? How did I get 86 points in game week 29? It was a fluke, or was it just absolute skill that I just read the fixtures a certain way compared to most? I mean, I did say Milinkovic was the best buy to have. And Milinkovic stays on wildcard for me because... he's brilliant. I just don't know when the hell I'm going to play him, but I will play him at some point. Will Palmer start? No idea, but I'm certainly hoping he starts. Would you -4 for Clive it out to another player or have cover with Castagna? I think I'd just -4 Clive it out. Castagna against Arsenal doesn't feel fabulous. This is my current team, what I'm going with. That's what I'm going to be going with. I've left it on there because I'm going to make the moves, but that is the squad I'm looking at locking in. And I did the forward planning on Fantasy Football Hub for anyone that is interested. I'll just quickly go back and show you what it looks like with that squad I've just talked about. So, game week 30 this week, that is what the squad will look like. It will be Raya, Guaviol, Gabriel Munoz, Mo Salah captain, Ismail Yassar, Palmer, Saka, Isaac, Mateta, Mamouche, Jacob Murphy, Byrne, Milinkovic, Verbruggen on the bench. Game week 31. It is exactly the same team, except Isaac here will be captain, Mo Salah will be vice, and that will be the way the squad rolls. Actually, sorry, that's not correct. Salah will go for Murphy. Dan Byrne will probably come in. Whoops. Dan Byrne will probably come in for, I don't know. He'll either come in for Guaviol or Munoz because it's Leicester away, right? It's Leicester away. Surely Newcastle don't concede there. That would be 30-31, even though it reckons my game week rating goes down making those moves. Fantasy Football Hub doesn't always get it correct. Game week 32, I'm bench boosting Marmouche, Guaviol against Crystal Palace at home on the bench. Milinkovic against Everton at home as well. Decent fixture. And then Verbruggen versus Leicester at home as well. And then obviously you play like that. Is our captain. Thank you very much. That's the bench boost. Game week 33. Obviously, I don't need to make any moves again. The Newcastle assets go back to the bench. Verbruggen goes back to the bench. I've got 8 doublers. 8 out of 11 is pretty damn good. I like that. Game week 34, obviously, I make one move. Cunha comes in for, what's his name? Mateta. It's highly likely Gabriel will leave for someone. I'm not sure who. It's got to be a good player that has a good couple of fixtures over that break. I haven't actually given this too much thought, but 73%, and I would still have 3 free moves to get rid of either 3 of Gabriel, Sarr, Munoz, Saka, Marmouche. Like 3 of those players will just leave on that week. I'll have 11, and then the week after, I'm set. And then it allows the free hit 38 play, and what a fun day of the season that will be. That's probably what I'm doing. All right, back to where we are. That is where I'm going, I think. Are you benching Saka? No, I'm going to play Saka. Is the honest answer. Already got Sarah Murphy. Best Clive replacement. Go for a Nottingham Forest midfielder. Probably a Langer. I was going to bench boost 33, but I've really given this some thought since I went to bed, and I think I'm more set on bench boost 32 now. It looks better on paper, especially with the Newcastle assets. Newcastle bench boosting in 32 looks a lot better than bench boosting in 33 when they're playing Villa away. If you have triple captain left and bench boost 32, when would you use? Either in 33 on someone. Could be 33 on Saka. If Arsenal are out of the Champions League, 33 on Saka looks amazing. Triple captain. So, or I just wait for another double later in the season. Man City still play Southampton in 36. And if they make the FA Cup final, they might double in 36, which would be Southampton, I think, and Bournemouth. So to have Southampton and Bournemouth, that I'd just play the triple captain on the City player. I'd bring in Phil Foden just to roll the punt on Phil Foden that week, I reckon, if Haaland's still out injured. Yeah, what's good, bro? If you had the choice to drop Gabriel to Timber or Munoz to Mitchell, which would you pick? Slightly edging to Munoz to Mitchell currently. I think I'd go Munoz to Mitchell as well, based on the fact purely that Timber could be rested over the Champions League games for Ben White. That's the only reason why. Yeah, my team is looking impossible to get to. I've got such good team value. I'm sorry about that. Good luck, and you'll get inside 1K with that. Clive at Savinho or any other bet. Oh, yes, you could go Savinho. Savinho's a really good shout at 6.2 million, 100%. Other mids at 7 million and below. You could look at Alanga. You could look at Rogers, Minte, all really good shouts for that same price point. If you wanted to go a little bit rogue and something very different and save some money, Thomas Souček at 4.9 from West Ham is a really good shout. Like, that man continues to deliver points. Damsgaard at 5 million is also really good as well. Hey, I'm having 7 million in bank. What would you suggest me for a while? I'd have to see the rest of your team, Vabib Gandhi. But if, based on 7 million, I'd spend it. Spend it up. If you're on Wildcard, spend all your money. Hi, D. Why are people not buying Timber? Probably because of the fact that they've got that Champions League Fire King. And I personally think they'll probably rotate Ben White in for one of those games over that time when they're playing in the Champions League. It's the same reason why I'm a little bit iffy on Saka, but the dude always played 90 minutes when he was fit and available, like literally midweek and during the week. And they need to get him match fit, which makes you think they have to play Saka. Can you flip the card between Sarr and Watkins and Clivett and Mateta? I'm chasing. Don't question it. All right. Should I do the new card or should I do the old card? The old card I'm retiring because it's just too good. So this was the old card, right? This is the one that did Alanga over Hudson-Odoi, called it correctly. It also called Bruno Fernandes captain over Haaland. So I'm not using that card anymore. It's been retired. It can't keep getting it right. We've got the new plastic card that actually has the new logo, well, the new design on it as well. I'm going to take this on holiday because it's plastic. So I leave it in my wallet when I'm talking FPL at snow bombing and I'm high at the rave or whatever. I'm going to pull it out and be like, give us a follow on YouTube. Going to take the hat with me for good measure as well, and the shirt maybe. So yeah, all right, let's do it. New card flip. What was the question again? Sarr and Watkins is this side facing up if it lands on that, and Clive at Mateta is that way facing up. All right, let's have a look. It landed that way up, so that means the card says you should pick Sarr and Watkins. I actually don't mind that. Sarr and Watkins is actually quite a nice differential. Not many people are going to own Watkins this week. Could be a really good shout. The card knows best most of the time. Thanks for your advice, so I can actually do Saka, Bowen and Mateta if I downgrade Guardiola to Kusanov and Livramento to Burn. Oh, yes. 100%. Chill 22. I'm on board with that. That sounds good. That actually sounds really good. Is there any way that you could afford Ruben Diaz instead of Kusanov? Just want to know if that's possible. If so, I'd probably go Ruben Diaz over Kusanov. I know Ruben Diaz, I think, is 5.4 or 5.2. So he's slightly more expensive, but I think he's slightly more locked. Will Rashford start every game or is Rodgers the play for a Villa midfielder? Rodgers is going to start every game. I would think he always does. Rashford, is he going to start every game? He hasn't done so for Aston Villa just yet. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets back on the bench during midweek, but that's just me. But he has been back playing for England, so maybe this is the time for Rashford to really go ham. Why would I go with Verbruggen and not Areola? Because I'm bench boosting him 32. Verbruggen has, who did I say he has before? Verbruggen's got Leicester and Areola's got Liverpool. So I'm pretty confident Verbruggen's going to outscore Areola that week, unless Areola saves a penalty. Yep, that's what my thinking was on Timber 2. Thanks, mate. Yep, brilliant. Have Salah, Murphy, Saka, Sarr. Who would you get as a Clivert replacement with 8 million in the bank? 8 million in the bank. You got to spend that up, man. And you've got Salah, Murphy, Saka, Sarr. Oh, 8 million in the bank. Oh, man, you're slightly off Bruno. I'd go with Jared Bowen. Alfie, I'd go with Jared Bowen. Should I go Foden or Savinho? Have to make some downgrades for Foden. Depends on what your downgrades are. I really like Phil Foden over Savinho, even though I think that it's a really line ball call. There shouldn't be 3 million difference between Foden and Savinho of what they've been offering of late. If you look at Savinho's stats the last 7, I mean, the fixture run for City is brilliant, right? 35, 36. It's just delicious. And then obviously this week as well. You really want to keep City assets post their blank. I really want Phil Foden. Phil Foden is my plan in 35. Cole Palmer out for Phil Foden in Gameweek 35 is my play. Savinho's been the same though. He's been like Phil Foden's done nothing really since Gameweek 23. 2 assists in that time. And Phil Foden obviously got that goal in 23. City obviously just haven't played very well the last 6 weeks. But they looked good against Bournemouth in the second half. So maybe it turns around. Yes, your excellent team value on squad is the trade-off for my Sunny Pint. Oh, yeah. Oh, mate, 102.7. You're a bit like Alan. Alan's team value is 101.8 or something like that. His is absolutely garbage. He was like, oh, most people probably have team value around mine. I was like, I don't think so, mate. Yours is on the lower end of the spectrum, but yours is definitely better than his. But, yeah, I get what you're saying. Oh, mate, the London pint prices, what are you drinking? Are you drinking, yeah, I was shocked how much they were. £7 seems to be the going rate for like just a standard pint in London. It's criminal. Criminal. Where are people getting the money for that? How are pubs still operating? Would you take Asensio, Rodgers or Rashford if you had to choose? My heart tells me to pick Rashford because he still technically is employed by Manchester United. And I don't have hate for Rashford, unlike a lot of the fan base. I think he's still a great player. Is City double game week 33 confirmed? I would suggest it's going to be. Aston Villa is still in Europe at the moment, so it makes a lot of sense. It could go into 36. If it goes into 36, I'm telling you, I'm picking a City player, triple captain in 36. This is why I love the bench boost 32 play. We know it's 100% lock right. We know that it's going to happen. You can deal the rest as it comes. So if I set my bench boost up for something that I know is guaranteed, that is definitely the play, I think, which is why I've now come along to that line of thinking. And I'd have to say, thanks to FPL Raptor for that, because I had not considered a bench boost 32 until I happened to be listening to him at the gym, just listening to some other content during the day. So a shout out to him for that. You can thank me later, Ross. City best 4.5 million goalie for a later bench boost. What week do you want to bench boost, Mark? If you give me the week you can bench boost, I'll give you a goalkeeper at 4.5. 8 Nori or Nico Williams? Nico Williams all day long. Bank that for 0.4 million and run to the hills by a chair. Is it worth Milinkovic to Murillo to get in Rashford? I would say yes. If you're not going to be playing him most weeks, it's definitely worth moving Milinkovic. I've actually even thought about moving Milinkovic to Williams just so I have 0.4 million in the bank. But I just can't do it. Milinkovic has been my boy, and he's going to continue to get points on my bench for me. So I want to keep going through the pain with him. Rashford or Gibbs White? Probably Rashford for me. Just with the games, the fixtures, I think potentially Rashford. Gibbs White also went off and potentially has a knock. I don't know what the truth is to that. Nuno was pretty coy on it yesterday. Sarah Eze, if you have Eze. What? If you've already got Eze, you're not getting Sarr. I would not be wasting a transfer to swap Palace assets unless you're on Wildcard. If you're on Wildcard, you could definitely bring Sarr in for Eze. Can't afford Diaz. Kusanov and Byrne leaves it. Oh, yep. That's the sign then. That's what you go with. Kusanov and Byrne. Love it. Because Savinho is a good choice over Kluivert. Yeah, I don't mind it. 6.2. Depending on when you bought Kluivert, it's actually a very easy transfer to do. Yeah, I heard that stream of Alan. Felt personal when he and you said that. I just paid $6.40 for him already. Oh, my God. £6.40 for him already. That's criminal. Absolutely criminal. Bench Clivert on Minte. Clivert apparently has got a knock. He's yellow flagged now in the game. Sorry, we'll just quickly refresh that. I'm sure that he got yellow flagged. Yeah, yellow flagged. Knock, 75% chance. I'm going to have a look at the press conferences very shortly because I need to know that I'm not making any stupid decisions here. Is Livramento worth the 0.1, especially since Bernard's on 8 yellow cards? Everyone's waffling on about 8 yellow cards. Semenyo's on 9 yellow cards, and no one's talking about Semenyo. Gamburn's got 1 extra yellow card to play with, and he's got Leicester to come. Surely he doesn't get booked against Leicester. He's got Brentford at home. I don't think he's really getting booked against Brentford. He could get booked against Man United, and potentially he could get booked against Palace. I just can't see him getting 2 yellow cards. I hope I'm right. Otherwise, I'm stuffed. I'm gonna have to take a hit in 34 if that's the case. Emery 31 looks really good. Glasner 32 to 33 is definitely the play that I like the most. Yes, it means you can't have 3 Palace assets, and maybe that might be the counter. Maybe Glasner's better than having a 3rd Palace asset, and then maybe Emery's better, but you got to get more games of Glasner than you are with Emery over 32 to 33, which is why I love Glasner over 32 to 33. Plus, he could have 4 table bonus games. Bench boost and triple captain. Just pick it. Don't worry about the bench boost. Bench boost is the weakest chip in the game, even though this year I could easily have got over 20 points on multiple occasions when I've left 24, 23, 22, and 21 points on my bench. So I'm hoping when I do play it, I get 20 points at least. That'd be nice. Triple captain, I'm probably going to play it in game week 36 or game week 33 because I'll bench boost in 32. Double game week 37, bench boost goalie, best 4.5 million option. All right, 4.5 million option in... All right, let's go here. Let's go to that fixtures. 37... Double game week 37, bench boost goalie. All right. Where's the FDR? 37. This will be based on who makes the FA Cup final. 4.5 million. Who's got a good fixture? Crystal Palace. Dean Henderson is at 4.6, isn't he? Everton against Southampton, no. Pickford's 5.1. Ipswich against Leicester. I mean, you can pick one of the cheap goalkeepers there. Nottingham Forest that sells. There's not really a good 4.5 one. It's 4.6. It's Dean Henderson. He's the best one. Otherwise, you go with a Leicester or the Ipswich goalkeeper. I'd probably go with the Ipswich goalkeeper. If you wanted a 4.5 and below, it's the Ipswich keeper. Yep. That's easy. How important is the difference between Williams, Rillo, and Milenkovic? It's not that important if you're not going to be playing in most weeks. And most weeks for the next 4 weeks, you're not going to be playing Forest defenders. So, based on that, Williams is perfectly fine because he's just going to be sitting on the bench. Thank you very much, Footy Fever. Yeah, I know. I can't believe I've hit 1K. It was like a slow burn to get there. But the last, 4 weeks has been unbelievable. The support that's been flowing in and the people picking up on the content's been great. Who are we captaining? I'm probably going on Mo Salah. I'm being boring. Keep Milenkovic or Konza. I'm keeping Milenkovic because I'm not going to own any Aston Villa assets. But Konza's a decent shout. You can argue that Konza's better against Southampton in 32 than Milenkovic is against Everton. I just have more faith in Forest keeping a clean sheet than Aston Villa. I mean, Savio or Sarr if you have Eze. Oh, okay. Savio. I'd go Savio. Who is the best captain D this week? Probably Mo Salah. 1K subs, yep. I paid $8.40 for the... Oh, mate, $8.40 for a Peroni. Holy jeebities. When the barman delivered to the table, it was a bottle. Oh, I shouldn't be laughing. That's criminal. Just to put it into context, £8.40 in Australian dollars is about $17. $17 for a pint. Are you kidding me? I can go to the local pub here and get a pint for $10, which is about a fiver. I like Marmouche. Yeah, Marmouche is actually a good shout. You could go differential. I think a lot of people are probably going to try and take Salah on this week. I heard it was fatigue for Clivert rather than a physical. Yeah, Clivert, I reckon, probably struggles. Should I play Wildcard? I'm playing Wildcard now because my team is an absolute bits if I didn't. So, yeah. Foden or Savinho? I love Phil Foden. I have very good memories of Phil Foden. I feel like when I was looking at both of them the other week, Savinho's actually got better underlying data than Phil Foden. Like, Phil Foden's actually got 0.28 expected goals compared to Savinho's 0.27, but Phil Foden's only got 0.28 expected assists per 90, and Savinho has 0.31 expected assists per 90. Neither of them are going to be on penalties, you would think. It's probably going to be Marmoush, Kevin De Bruyne. So, do you want to pay up $3 million more for Phil Foden? Do you think he's more of a lock to play minutes? That's the question. I would argue that since Marmoush has come in, Phil Foden and Savinho and most of Man City in general have looked pretty garbage. But Marmoush has looked okay. I don't know if that's because he's playing a different system or not, but yeah. What's your thoughts about Henderson? Yeah, I like Henderson as a goalkeeper, and I think he's great, but can you really sacrifice Munoz, Mateta, Sarr, Eze for Dean Henderson? I don't think you can, is the honest answer to that. When should you play Assistant Manager? If you haven't already played it, 31 next week is definitely the week I'd be playing it. 31 to 33. What are you going to do with Kluivert? Kluivert is not making this draft. Sorry, this is what I'm going to be doing. I forgot that I haven't actually made the moves yet. I can't believe I'm saying it, but Bruno's leaving the squad. He's going to kill me tonight. He's going to score 100%. Watch him. I'm going to do the live watch along and watch Bruno deliver and be like, should have just kept him. Should have kept him. But this is all about saving the transfers and making sure that I don't have to free hit in 34. And that is going to be the popular strategy now. Like, everyone's going to be free hitting in 34, or their team's going to be taking massive hits. I might not need to take a hit to field 11 decent players in 34, and then I can roll to 38, making moves, and free hit 38, when everyone else is sitting there going, oh my God, there's some one-off fixtures in 38 that look amazing, and I can't do it. I'll be free hitting those fixtures. And also, there could be a lot of injuries and a lot of people rested in 38. We don't know. Burn, where is he? Saka. Palmer. So this is my likely squad that I'm going to go with, I think. I'm going to try and read the press conferences in a minute because I've got 55 minutes to make sure this is actually what I want. All right, let's have a look. What should I do for the thoughts? What is your thoughts about Henderson? Yeah, what would you? Yeah, Kluivert's definitely going to go. Can Saka start? I hope. I mean, the way Arteta talked about him yesterday made me think that Saka's 100% locked to start. I'd be shocked if he didn't, actually, if I'm being brutally honest. I would definitely think he'd be starting, surely. You'd like to hope so anyway. Is it okay to risk it on Wildcard? Yeah, I think so. My whole season has been about working out the correct amount of risk to take. Ever since I became your first supporter, it's blown up. The Peter, it 100% is, mate. You'll be forever remembered on this channel as the very first. I'll always shout Peter out whenever he joins a live stream, whenever he comments on a video. Peter was the very first paid member of the channel. What a man. I have a lot of love for that man. Can you put your locked-in team on the screen? This is it. Locked-in team is probably going to be this. I'm not making the transfers until I'm 100% sure, but that's 0 million left in the bank. Whenever you get 0 million left on Wildcard, it's normally because you've nailed your draft. So that's what I'm looking at doing. That's where I'm going. Matoma or Rashford? Probably Rashford for me. Semenyo, Mateta, or Eze and Evanlinson? Evanlinson's better than Semenyo. Mateta's probably better than Eze. That's really unhelpful. I'd go Eze and Evanlinson. Just. And back again, so I was trying to fix my team, replacing Flecken with Kepa. Kepa better fixture than Raya. Yes, Kepa's got a better fixture than Raya this week. Yes, I would agree. But Bournemouth have just been in some weird form of late. So maybe Raya's actually got the better fixture this week. I'm not 100% sure. That's potentially somewhere I would go. All right. Bear with me. I'm going to look at the press conference updates. I just want to see what's being said, so I'm not sitting there walking in blind. Hold on. Home. Where's the live blog? Live blog. Here we go. Despite being the top scoring player over the last 4 game weeks, selling Bruno Fernandes should be considered. Man United will not have a double game week. That's why I've come around. I was like, I did the same thing with Phil Foden, right? 5 weeks ago, I said Phil Foden's time has come to an end. I need to sell him for Brian and Buemo. Worked out really well. And I feel like this is potentially the same thing. Where are the press conference updates? What's going on here? Okay. Is it just not loading? Maybe it's not loading. Hold on. Bear with me a second. FPL. Press conference. Yep, there we go. Where's the updates? Mate, there's not one because I haven't all had them yet. This is problematic. All right. Okay, this is what I need. All right, let's have a look. Aston Villa might play. Taverniers. All right, so Kluivert's obviously got a knock. This is a really good site, by the way. If you want to get press conference information really quickly, this is definitely the place to go. Brentford, Brighton and Hove Albion. Except they keep coming up with rubbish on your screen, so that's always really helpful. Chelsea ruled out. Might play. Will Hughes is banned. David Moyes on Mikalenko. He's a bit of an injury, but he's back. He did a bit of training. All right, Mikalenko might be fine if you've got Mikalenko then. Ndiaye. Nothing there. Ipswich, nothing. I don't really need to care about them. Don't care about Leicester. Alison Head might play, yeah. Connor Bradley's back in training, FYI. Wow, they told me the doctors between 5 and 7 weeks, so hopefully the end of the season. Wow, so Erling Haaland is a cactus. Absolutely cactus. Anthony Gordon has a really nasty bruise in and around his thigh groin area. He's up and running, feeling quite good. He hasn't trained with the group yet, so we anticipate he'll do that within the next few days, hopefully. That is a sign that Eddie Howe is going to play Anthony Gordon on the weekend. Chris Wood might play. There's nothing in there that puts me off my moves. That's all I need to know. Sweet. That's what we're going with. I don't know why it's not loading on there. Normally it loads on there, but that's what we're going with. Sorry, I'm back. That is, I think I'm going to lock it in. Bruno, see you later, mate. Thank you very much for coming. I'm just going to do it. Confirm transfers. That's it. I'm locked in. I mean, I could go back if I want, but I'm not going back. I'm locking in this draft. That is the team as it's going to line up this week. I'll just quickly show you the bench so you can see the actual full squad. Actually, still can't see it. Minus one more. There we go, 90. That's the squad. That's what I'm going with. Locked in. Jacob Murphy on the bench versus Brentford. So even if Saka or Palmer miss out, at least I've got coverage there. Milinkovic against Man United at home. Don't mind that. Dan Burn obviously makes the cut as well. Verbruggen obviously is the backup goalkeeper. Marmoush, captain, that's probably not going to stay. Mate captain, Salah. May save your team. That's it. We're done. I'm locked in. I've already made up my mind. 50 minutes away. I thought this was going to be a lot more problematic, but I don't think it is anymore. And now I can just answer everyone's questions. Keep your questions coming. That's what I'm going with. That's the team. Locked in, loaded. We are ready to rock and rumble. Thoughts on who to start? 1, Rashford or Murphy? Rashford this week. Rashford's in good form. I'm thinking about Konza and Timber. I don't think I'll be going anywhere near Kwanzaa. With Bradley back in training, Kwanzaa is not an option. Don't go there. Timber is definitely something you could do. Yeah, that's why I'm going with Cole Palmer. I think everyone's going to sell him. I mean, I don't have any differentials in here at all. Other than the fact I'm going with Saka early. Saka's 11.6% ownership. Cole Palmer has dropped down to 44%. Cole Palmer's becoming a differential. I'm bringing him in. People are selling him. It's even going to be a godlike turnaround. Cole Palmer. Can you imagine the scenes if Cole Palmer comes out against Tottenham and scores a brace? The scenes. Like I would just sit there and be like, I just got to stop while I'm ahead. And Nkunku to Foden for a -4. Yes. Wildcard next week. Do you think Nkunku will start? Nkunku will start. Jackson's back in training. Nkunku may start, but if Jackson's back, I can't see Jackson not starting if he's right to go. Would you get rid of Bruno for Rashford or who? I have 3 Newcastle and 3 Palace. I don't mind the Rashford shout. I really don't mind the Rashford shout. If there was an Aston Villa asset I was interested in after Sunday, it's Marcus Rashford. So for that reason, I'd probably go with him. Any improvement on this wild card? Raya, Martinez, Gabriel, Munoz, Guaviol, Konza, Livramento, Salah, Palmer, Foden, Ismail Assar, Jacob Murphy, Mateta, Isaac Mamouche. By the way, 5K or what do you think? Oh, Beta, that looks really good, man. It's very similar to mine. Obviously, I'm going with Palmer. Oh, no, you've got Palmer. I'm going with Saka instead of Foden. And you could be bang on the money. Phil Foden might be a better shout than Saka. Hadn't actually thought of that. See, the thing is, the other thing I'll show you, if we just quickly go here and we go to live FPL. This is the other thing that comes into my line of thinking, right? And I've been playing this game all season. I've got to 108 million team value points this season because of changes in prices. And I've been very good at just doing it. I'd get rid of this. Look at the players rising tonight, right? Marmouche, highly likely to rise again. Guaviol, rising again. Mateta, rising again. That's so annoying. Sarr, highly likely to rise again. Eze, I don't have, rising again. Saka's due to rise tonight as well. Isaac rising. Salah rising. Murphy rising. Raya rising. Like, all these players are potentially rising tonight. The other ones, obviously, Munoz, Gabriel, Saliba, Livramento, Semenyo. I don't know why Semenyo's rising. He's got 9 yellow cards. Everyone's worried about Dan Burn, 8 yellow cards. Why are people buying Semenyo on 9 yellow cards? He's definitely going to get himself booked. Milenkovic, again, he's also going to rise. Dan Burn could also rise tonight. Areola, Bruno potentially could rise tomorrow. So like, there's lots of things there you can see there, like where my team's going to go up. Phil Foden could rise tomorrow. I just don't see it myself. I think that Foden's not as good as Saka. Maybe Foden is better than Saka. Maybe I've got it wrong. But I won't be able to afford Saka if I don't buy Saka today. So that's the other thing that comes into it. If you look at the drops, Palmer is expected to go down tonight, right? Palmer's expected to drop tonight. So many people are selling him. Like, literally the masses are selling him. Maybe I've got this wrong. Maybe I should be going Phil Foden instead of Palmer this week. And then just take a -4 in game week 34 to field 11. Maybe that is the better play. I just think that Tottenham at home, if Palmer is fit, then I just think that he could be a really good differential. Palmer or Saka? Oh, mate, if you're picking between the two, you've got to go with Saka, surely. I don't know. Maybe you just go with Palmer. I don't know. It's a card toss. Card toss. Yeah, I agree. But with Jackson back, surely Cole Palmer's got to turn around. I can retire if Palmer gets a brace. Could you imagine if Palmer actually gets a brace? Everyone else is selling him, and I've just bought him back. A week after getting rid of Palmer, I'm bringing him back. It's even like the most uber play. I think when I looked at the bench boost 32, Cole Palmer is better in 32 than probably Phil Foden in 32. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Phil Foden is actually better than Cole Palmer. And that is a move I could make. I could easily get Phil Foden in instead of Palmer, right? But I keep thinking about how bad that Tottenham team is. But then he played against He's played, I mean, Cole Palmer's stats. If you just look at his information, even against Leicester, 1.05 XG, 1.3 against Southampton XG, 0.43 against Aston Villa. He's just come off a rest. Yes, it might have been slightly injury enforced or whatever, but he's had a rest. Maybe that's what this man needed, was a rest. I don't know. I just... Part of me's torn. Part of me wants to go Phil Foden, but also part of me wants to go Cole Palmer. That might change. For everyone that is interested, that potentially could change between now and the deadline. The Cole Palmer, Phil Foden. I've got the money for either. Cole Palmer's dropping, so I've got to be aware of that. Phil Foden potentially is rising in price tonight. And if Phil Foden goes ham against Leicester, I'll die wondering that could have been me. Clivett had a knock. He's got a knock. I don't know if he'll return. I don't know if he'll start, but yeah. Why Palmer over Foden Savinho? It's because of the bench boost 32 play. And Palmer has Ipswich and 32. Foden, Savinho have Crystal Palace and 32. Would you downgrade Gabriel to Saliba to keep Kirkez and sell Milinkovic? To keep Kirkez and sell Milinkovic. I'll go Gabriel, sell Kirkez and keep Milinkovic. I'd keep Milinkovic. Nottingham Forest have been better than Bournemouth of late, and their underlying data is a lot better as well. I've literally just turfed out all my Bournemouth assets on Wildcard, and they've got Ipswich at home. It doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense when you think about it that way, but I think that's where I'm going to go with it. Oh, I need a drink. So 40 minutes till the deadline now. Next, over the summer holidays, when I'm planning my videos for next year, I'm going to get a timer ticker on the deadline stream so that you can actually see the time counting down. I'm just so busy working full time and then trying to do this on the side. There's only so much time in a day. And if anyone knows, some days in my videos I look super tired, and it's because I actually am super tired. And I'm definitely going to be super tired. Probably in the 2 videos I upload before Gameweek 31, I'll probably do a preview tomorrow after the football. So that'll be a Thursday upload. And then I'll have team selection on Friday and a deadline stream on Saturday. I'm not going to bother doing another wildcard draft unless there's massive injuries that happen in Gameweek 30. I think you just roll with it. What else have we got here? Why Saka and Palmer better than Foden? Because Foden's just done nothing for 7 weeks. Like when I bought Phil Foden in originally, right? I'm just going to bring it up because everyone keeps wondering why I'm not going with Phil Foden. Where is he? You tell me what faith I have in Phil Foden at the moment. He's done nothing since game week 23. He's been benched in 2 of the last 3 games. And in the other games that he hasn't been benched in, he's gone 71 minutes, 75, 68. He's played 190 minutes in 7 weeks. 6 weeks, sorry. 190 minutes in 6 weeks. And his data with Marmoush in this team has completely dropped off a cliff. Completely dropped off a cliff. Savinho's data is much better than Phil Foden's over the last 6 weeks, FYI. Flip the card for Foden versus Palmer. Shall we do it? All right. The new card knows what's what. Cole Palmer face up. Phil Foden that way up. Oh, it really shines off the thing with the light. Come on, Cole Palmer. I landed on Cole Palmer. The card never lies, man. The card is on it. The card just knows. If ever in doubt, call on the card. The card will show up and it'll tell you, do you want to bet on Maresca Roulette, where he always plays Phil Foden if he's fit and available? Or do you want to bet on Pep Roulette? And you never know what's going on in the mind of Pep Roulette. It's just a risk not worth taking. I wish I could sit here with confidence and say, Phil Foden's a great shout. I would love to have a 9th doubler in 33 instead of Cole Palmer. But if I'm being brutally honest, I don't think it's that good. Like, Cole Palmer's got Fulham away in 33. It's not the bad fixture. The other thing also that you've got to take into account, I'm not going to be free hitting in 34. If I'm not free hitting in 34, guess who Cole Palmer's got in game week 34? He's got Everton. So yes, it might not make the most sense this week or next week. But if it saves me a -4, maybe Cole Palmer is the play. I mean, if he comes back against Tottenham and looks amazing, you can sit there and come back on Monday and tell me I'm a genius. Oh, you can tell me I'm an absolute idiot. It's going to be one or the other. It's going to be one or the other, 100%. Is the captain's armband staying on Salah? I think so. Bench Murphy or Rodgers, you're benching... Oh, that's a tough one. Rodgers has got Brighton. He looked decent as well on the weekend. And Rodgers has got Brighton. And what's the other bloke got? Murphy or Rodgers? Murphy's got Brentford at home. Let's flick the card for that. Murphy, Rodgers. All right, the card reckons you play Rodgers. Landed that way up. Oh. I can't make my mind up on that, so I'm going to defer to the card. The card knows best. Rodgers. Do I get Guaviol or Kirkes in Wildcard? Guaviol. Guaviol's got a double, plus Bournemouth have gone off the boil. And yes, Kirkes has been amazing, and I've loved owning him. I've literally just said goodbye to Kirkes on Wildcard, and it broke my heart to do it. I bought him at 4.4, and he's gone up to 5.3. Absolutely insane how much that value went up. It's the reason why I can afford this Wildcard draft. So thank you, Kirkes. You have been an absolute trooper, but I've left you now. Card for Rashford versus Matoma. All right, card for Rashford versus Matoma. Rashford, Matoma. Rashford. I can't believe the card's on fire. I feel like the card's nailing these as well. They're almost like what I would recommend as well. So normally when the card does it, I'm on it. All right, who should I buy for max 7.6 million in place of Palmer or Saka? I have Salah, Sarr, Murphy, and I'm not sure Saka or Palmer. I'd be inclined to go with Saka for the double potentially. And he's got to come in to make Arsenal better. If they think there's still a chance of winning the league, Saka starts tonight. That's the way I read it. And then at 7.6 million, it's Jared Bowen for me. Jared Bowen costs exactly 7.6 million. That's where I would go. Do you prefer Pope Kirkes combo or Verbruggen Burn? I've just gone with Verbruggen Burn, so for that reason, I'm going to suggest Verbruggen Burn. Verbruggen's 100% nailed as well. Just keep that in mind. Thoughts on Watkins and Sarr instead of Mateta and Kluivert for the run-in? Don't mind it. Watkins, Sarr instead of Mateta and Kluivert. Yeah, Kluivert post this week, and with that knock coming out, I think 100% you could definitely move Kluivert on. Would you go Livramento over Burn if you've got the money? Yeah, I probably would go Livramento, but I was 0.1 million off Livramento, so damn Burn it is for me. Yeah, Savinho data, that is the problem. All Man City midfielders, even... I just think that's the only reason why I like Marmoush. That's why I've only got 2 City players. Pep Roulette's a thing. And the other thing that got to be coming into, like, everyone's banging on about how good the double is in 33, right? Is it actually that good? Like, are Aston Villa going to play the same 11 players in both games in 33? The answer to that is probably not. Is Pep Guardiola going to play the same players in both of the games in 33? 100% no. Guaranteed. Phil Foden and Kevin De Bruyne will probably start one game each. Like, Savinho probably starts one game, and then it's probably, I don't know, Bernardo Silva. This is the problem with Pep Roulette, and that's why I think you just got to go with the assets that you think are probably going to start. So that's why I've just gone with Clavier and Marmouche. And then in terms of the other fixture, like Crystal Palace, are they going to rest players in that double and 33 as well? I've got my sneaky suspicion potentially they could even rest players. The FA Cup is massive for these clubs. Like, the ones that are playing prior to the FA Cup, if they do get moved into double game week 33, like, who's going to want to sit there and risk their whole team midweek to then play the FA Cup on the weekend? I'm not sure that they do. That's just my gut feel. I think the double game week 33 play has been massively overhyped. Double game week 32, though, I think is a really good double game week, and I think you do need 6 doublers for that week. I can't afford Palmer. Currently have Foden. Any other suggestions? Card is throwing some curveballs and now put off for Foden. Yeah, I still can't believe it, mate. I would actually have locked in Phil Foden if the card had landed on Phil Foden too. It is a line ball call, but at the end of the day, I'm backing in a bloke that's yellow flagged over a bloke that could be Pep Rouletted. Like, it doesn't feel good either way, but I've got to spend the money. I'm on Wildcard. I only get one chance to do it. I'm either a genius or I'm an absolute idiot, and I'm going to lose my 1,054 rank. But I'm hoping. I mean, lots of people in front of me potentially don't even have Wildcard left, so their squads might be in bits anyway, so it might not make too much of a difference. But I think for 31 and 32, this squad looks absolutely nailed, so I'm pretty happy with the way things are looking at the moment. Kusanov over Guavio. Yeah, you could definitely save the money. I don't mind that at all. Is it worth transferring a sub goalie that might possibly double in 36 for bench boost, or wait for more news and use a free hit accordingly? You could definitely use a free hit. And look, I'm not against free hitting in 34. If all of a sudden the news comes a little bit clearer and the double game week's going to be 36 instead of 33 or whatever, I could 100% free hit in 34 to then do something else in 36. I'm completely open to that idea, but at the moment I want to keep my options open for a free hit 38, and this is the draft that's going to do it. And I know for a fact with this draft, I'm all locked and loaded for bench boost 32. Like, that is the play. That is 100% what I'm doing. Bench boost 32. This squad was built for that. And provided no one gets injured this week in game week 31, it's lock and loaded for game week 32. Bench boost. Looks amazing. Yeah, Savinho has started the last 6. However, he was hooked very early and he didn't start in the FA Cup on the weekend. So that's something. And you never know with Pep. You just don't know what side of the bed he's going to wake up on. Just like Boki, who just woke up. You never know how Pep woke up. And he's wildcarding. Brilliant. Love it. I still have triple captain, and I have absolutely no clues when I'm going to play it now. It's either going to be in 33. It's going to be in a double game week. It's either going to be in 33 or whatever other doubles we might get, which could be in 35, 36, or 37. The triple captain will happen 100% in one of those weeks. On who? Absolutely no clues who it's going to be on, but it will be on someone. A free hit 38 just looks amazing. If you look at the fixture difficulty rating really quickly, I'm just going to pull this up so people can look at what I'm talking about. Hold on, go back here really quickly. Fixtures. FDR. If you go to game week 38, right, I want to sell my Arsenal assets on blank game week 34. I do not want them for 35. I do not want them for 36. I do not want them for 37. I 100% want all 3 assets I can get on free hit 38, right? Bournemouth, arguably useless fixtures from here on. Guess what they've got in 38? Leicester at home. I want 3 Bournemouth players for free hit 38. Brentford have Wolves away. I want Brian and Buemo. I want a Wissa. Ipswich, no interest there. Liverpool have Crystal Palace at home. That could be one last hurrah for Mo Salah. I might even bring in Bruno Fernandes against Aston Villa in the last game week of the season. Newcastle have Everton at home. Again, I want to sell my Newcastle assets over 35, 36 and 37 because they've got rubbish fixtures. Nottingham Forest obviously don't have very good fixtures, and a lot of the moves I make over 35, 36, 37 are going to be for Nottingham Forest assets, but I don't want to play against Chelsea on the final game week of the season. West Ham have Ipswich away, so Jared Bowen, hello, I might actually own you for that week. And Wolves, maybe I own Cunha for game week 38 as well. So look, that's where I'm thinking along that. That's why I like the free hit 38. I'm kind of sold on it. The fixture swing in 38, when everyone else is stuck with the lineup, it could make absolutely huge amounts of points. I don't know how many points it's going to make, but it could be fun to play. It could be fun to finish that last week of the season on that Sunday, I reckon, with a free hit. That's just my personal opinion. Card between Rashford and Asensio. Oh, mate. Rashford's definitely this side. Asensio's that side. Oh, it's landed on Asensio. The card didn't like that. Card's gone against me on that one. I would definitely have said Rashford. Maybe the card knows. Don't go with the heart, Darius. Go with your head, and Asensio's the play. That's what the card reckons, Asensio. Benching headache. Play Milinkovic or Gabriel. I put money on Milinkovic to get a goal or an assist tonight against my own team, Man United. Am I an idiot? But I'm playing Gabriel myself. Yep, I'm playing Gabriel. But anytime, Eddie. Anytime, I'm here to help. Best players to have on Bench Boost 32. Well, this is my team for Bench Boost 32. Let's go to pick team. So in 32, I will have my doublers. So Jacob Murphy, Dan Burn, Isaac. I'll have Saka. No, sorry. I'll have Mateta, Sarr, Munoz. Then I'll have Cole Palmer against Ipswich. I'll have Mo Salah against West Ham. That's such a good week, isn't it? Marmouche against Crystal Palace at home. Guardiola against Crystal Palace at home. Arsenal obviously have Brentford at home. So like all the fixtures line up. And for Bruggen, if anyone's wondering why the hell I've got for Bruggen, in game week 32, they have Leicester at home. Surely he keeps a clean sheet. It's the only reason why I've gone Bart for Bruggen. Only reason for one game week and one game week alone. Also, in game week 34, on the blank game week, he's got West Ham at home. So it's actually pretty good fixtures for the 2 weeks I actually need Bart for Bruggen. He's a pretty good keeper for the 2 weeks I need him. And he costs the exact amount of money I required. And then Milinkovic obviously has Everton at home in 32. So again, pretty good fixture there, which is why I'm now sold on the Bench Boost 32. Yeah. So yeah, if you wanted to know what players I'm looking at on the bench, it's those ones. The way Man United are playing, nothing would surprise me. Yeah, I know. Exactly. Man United concede a lot of goals off set pieces, so Milinkovic for me, 100%, he could definitely return. But I don't think he keeps a clean sheet. I'm pretty sure Man United scored tonight. So for that reason, ironically, the last 4 results between Arsenal and Fulham have scored in all of them. So I don't know if that's someone else. I'm literally playing Gabriel because Saka's, according to Arteta, fit and ready to go, champing at the bit. And if he can whack in some balls and Gabriel can get his head on it, maybe this is the time when Gabriel comes back to form. The only time I've owned him all season, he needs to stand up and deliver for the D unit. Am I mad to captain Marmouche? 100% not. They've got Leicester. It's a very attackable fixture. Very attackable fixture. Someone actually said, why don't you captain Munoz? Munoz against Southampton. You would think Palace, the way they're playing, definitely keep a clean sheet. Southampton could easily give up goals to Munoz this week. He could be on for a 15-point, 100%. It's definitely possible. Definitely possible. Jacob Murphy, all right. Wow, 88 people are watching at the moment. My God, thank you everyone has come in to tune in. I've never seen that many people watching before, so that is actually quite incredible. I've just been blown away by that number. Thank you. Jacob Murphy or Rogers, why? Jacob Murphy, because he's got a double in 32. Then you could move him to Rogers in 33 if you wanted. That's what I would do. Too crazy going Rogers, Saka, Salah, Foden, Sarr mid. No, don't mind it. I mean, I love Foden as a differential. That's why I've gone back to Palmer. Every man and his dog's selling him. All the active FPL managers are selling Palmer, and I'm doing the exact opposite and buying him. It's either brilliance or just simple stupidity. Which midfielders besides the ones you have sound interesting for game week 32? Foden looks really good for 32. Bruno is not an option in 32. They've got Newcastle away. Newcastle absolutely tore Man United apart the first time round. Other midfielders in 32. Yeah, it's probably Phil Foden. Kevin De Bruyne, if he's starting, if that's the game that he starts, Kevin De Bruyne could be a really good shout. Outside of that, 32, there aren't really any other decent assets that I can think of off the top of my head. Jared Bowen's got Liverpool in 32, not a good idea. Maybe Luis Diaz in 32, but I don't want to recommend Liverpool players. Slot roulette with them also feels pretty bad. Which was D-Unit. Hello, Simple Chili. Thoughts on Savio? Don't mind him. Again, I'm just scared of Pep Roulette. Scared of Pep Roulette. I wonder what the card would say about Phil Foden and Savio. So we'll go Phil Foden card up. Savio card down. Card knows it. Phil Foden over Savio. Landed on Foden. That's why here. All other content creators speak the same story. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I watch obviously other people as well, and I'm intrigued to know. I swear they all just sit in the one group and they go, we're going to peddle this. We're going to peddle this story this week. I just like the idea that I originally on Wildcard 12, if anyone that tuned in, I went before all those other people started talking about the triple midfield axis of Salah, Saka and Palmer. I went it before they all did it, before they all suggested it. I did it on Wildcard 12 and I reaped the benefits immediately. I took a gamble on Saka that week and I even captained the man and he got 18 points. 18 points on Wildcard 12. Saka got me. So I took a risk that week. I'm definitely taking a risk this week, 100%. Saka's coming back from a long-term injury. Palmer's coming off a game that he missed against Arsenal. By the way, I'm pretty sure he missed Arsenal last year, came back and played against Tottenham as well, or something similar, and he did really well. So, can history repeat itself? I certainly hope so. Hey, brother, whom should I captain? Saka, Marmoush, or Kluivert? Marmoush out of those three. I'm assuming you don't have Salah. I'd be probably captaining Salah if you had Salah. I'm on Captain Foden this week, pal. Could absolutely... Oh, he could. George Gavin, I love it. It's a risk. It's definitely a risk. You just got to hope he starts, right? If he starts, he could be really good. Man City looked really good in the second half against Bournemouth. And they're playing Leicester. Part of me thinks Phil Foden is a much better option than Palmer. Maybe I take a -4 and just do it. Like, take a -4 in 34. Could be a play. I just feel like Tottenham are just crap. I feel like Tottenham are on the same kind of level as Leicester, to be honest with you, defensively. Best differential goalkeepers, yeah, Bart Verbruggen. I've just bought him in. There aren't many. Henderson's a good shout. He's kind of lowish owned, but then you're wasting another Crystal Palace slot in a goalkeeper. It doesn't feel great. Salah, or is that captain? It's Salah for me. The dude's been incredible. I think everyone's forgotten about how good Salah has been. Like, since game week 23, 8, 16, 13, 8, 12, 14, 6, 15. It's hard to take that on. For Marmoush to beat that, Marmoush probably needs 2 goals. If Salah scores 1 goal, Marmoush will need 2 goals to beat him. That's just the way I look at it. Wildcard active. I don't have bench boost and I want to navigate game week 34 with free transfers, use my free hit on 36. No, it's definitely possible. That's Miguel. That's exactly what I'm doing, mate. I'm literally picked this draft. Sorry, where's my bench? So you can see my bench. There we go. There's the bench. I've picked this squad so I can free hit in 38 instead of 34. Obviously, if they put the fixtures in weird spots for the rearranged ones, I might have to free hit in 34. And I think a lot of people will probably have to free hit in 34 if that's the case. But if they put them where it's expected, free hit 38 is 100% on for my lineup. And I'll just field an 11 players in 34 and hope for the best. I mean, free hit 29, I outperformed free hit 29 quite comfortably, and I took a -4 doing it. I got to back my own confidence in that I can do the same on blank game week 34. That's my plan. Let's have a look. Foden had awful fixtures the last 7, and now Ipswich. He's got Leicester. Yeah, Foden. Don't get me wrong. Foden's a really good shout. Foden's a really good shout. I'm just not sold on him myself. Salah. Oh, he's our captain. Yeah, Salah. Has to be Salah. Do you think Eze, Sarr, Mateta is better than Munoz, Sarr, and Mateta? What? Hold on. Did I just read that wrong? Hold on. Let me reread that. This is me being half asleep now. Do you think Eze, Sarr, Mateta is better than Munoz, Sarr, and Mateta? No. I think Munoz is better than Kirkez. And I just don't think you want to waste 2 midfield slots on Crystal Palace players. One is perfectly enough. Yeah, one's enough. I think one's enough. Thoughts on Watkins? I don't mind it. Watkins is definitely going to be a differential. You can easily go Watkins over Marmoush, to be honest with you. Yeah. The only concern I've got is that Emery might start doing Pep roulette things, and it might be Emery roulette. That's the only thing that puts me off these players is the roulette. The not knowing whether they're going to be starting every single week just feels annoying. Salah is that captain. Yeah, man. Leicester is just, it's one of them ones. I would argue that Tottenham is just as good as fixture as Leicester. And Tottenham always gets spanked by Chelsea. I've just got to do it. I've just got to back it in. The card said Cole Palmer over Phil Foden. If the card's saying that, I've just got to listen to the card. The only thing that Phil Foden's a bit like Bruno. They've given me 5 amazing weeks. Phil Foden gave me 5 amazing weeks. But since that moment in time, he's done nothing. Bruno Fernandes has done 4 amazing weeks. But I've got to back in the fixtures. And the fixtures say this is the move. Yeah, Eze, Sarr, Munoz, I don't mind. Again, it just comes down to having 2 midfield slots taken up with Palace players. I'm not sure that's what I'm about, which is why I think I prefer Mateta. But I understand that Watkins does look like a really good play. But yeah, I think I'm going to pass on Aston Villa assets. After wildcard this week, Richard, I've got bench boost, which I'll be using in game week 32 with this exact squad. That's why I picked this squad. I have triple captain, which I'll either play in 33, 36, or some other fixture. Just depends on which one I like the most. It will be a double game week, though. 38 8 is when I want to play free hit, but it depends on when the fixtures are announced by the Premier League and where they go. If they go where we're expecting them to go, then I'll be free hitting him 38. Who do I think is the best mid up to 6.8 and have Murphy and Sarr? Probably Rashford. I don't know why. I just got a feeling about Rashford. The card reckoned Asensio over Rashford, but I'm willing to back against the card. But that's because I'm a Man United fan and I still like Marcus Rashford. Gordon versus Murphy for double game week. I actually really like Gordon, and Howe gave a pretty positive update that Gordon should be fit for the weekend. But Jacob Murphy's just been, like Jacob Murphy, if we have a look at his minutes, he's been playing 90 minutes pretty much every week the last 6 or 7 weeks. So, and he's got goals and returns in that time as well. So I think based on that, I'm going with Murphy. Murphy's also got a higher ceiling against these crappy teams. Like he's already scored twice against Leicester this year. Could he do the same in game week 31? 100% he could. Yeah, I agree. It definitely is worth a spin. All I'll say, George, is what happens if Foden gets benched? Like, if Foden gets benched against Leicester, how mad is everyone going to be that they went there? Like, Savio didn't start on the weekend. You would think Savio probably starts. Bernardo Silva's one of Pep's favourites. Then it's going to be Kovacic, probably in midfield with Gondwan. On the left, it could be Docker, it could be Grealish. He might rotate. Like, that's the only concern I've got. It's Leicester. But does he play the weaker players against Leicester? That is the only concern I've got. And it's a legitimate concern. And I think that's probably the reason why I've been scared off Phil Foden. And the fact that the card said Phil Foden not to play. And assess Saka once we actually seen him on a pitch, being out so long. Yeah, see, George, the only problem is that Saka's going to rise in price tonight. And I've literally got the money, exact money for this. So it's either Palmer for Foden. I think I'm just going to risk it. I'm just going to risk it and hope for the best. If it goes poorly, I could just sell Saka right for Foden. Or someone else. But I think for now I'm willing to take a risk. Like, I've got to be a little bit different. I feel like every man and his dog is... Like, Saka's ownership is still so low. This is the week. Like, this was what it was like in game week 12. Saka's ownership was really low, and I bought him in, and I captained him. So game week 12, he got 13 points. Sorry, he got 13 points. He didn't get 18. It was week 13 where I captained him for 18. But I bought him in, and he got 13 points straight away. It was a risk. Not many people were going with him on Wildcard in that week. They were going with Cole Palmer, Salah, and other things, and Saka wasn't really part of the conversation. And then he became part of the conversation. The only thing I'll say is that post those 2 weeks, he did absolutely nothing for 4 weeks before he got injured. But that's neither here nor there. Prior to then, he was also really fairly decent as well. I don't know. Maybe Phil Foden's a better option. I think it's neither here nor there, really. I think they're both going to be much to muchness, to be honest. I just think that Saka's going to be fresh. He's going to want to do well. He's going to want to get back in some form. 6.4 million budget for a midfielder. 6.4 million. 6.4 million. Let's go to 6.8. Midfielders. Clive at 6.3. But I've just sold him. Alanga. Alanga's really good. Langer at 5.4. Rogers 5.5. You could take a risk on Szoboszlai. 6.4. Liverpool got a nice little fixture run. That'd be a super differential as well. And don't forget that Szoboszlai, prior to that Southampton game, went for 11 points and 13. And he's got Everton at home, Fulham away, West Ham at home, Leicester away in the next 4. If you want a really good differential shout at 6.4 million, Szoboszlai, no one else is going to have him. He's either going to make you bulk rank or he's going to suck. But if you want a real good differential shout, 6.4. Let's have a look. Where are we up to? Aren't you worried Sucker's minutes will be a risk, especially the games that... Yeah, 100%. I'm definitely worried about the risk of the fact that it could go pear-shaped. 100% it could definitely go pear-shaped. No qualms about that at all. It just saves me a transfer. If he starts popping and everyone wants him, I've already got him. He's going to be making me money. He's going to make me money tonight. He's going up to 10.3 million tonight. One dilemma. Can afford both Sucker and Palmer. I gave up and free hit 34. So which one's better as wildcard 30? One more Savinio or Rashford? I'd probably go Rashford. Rashford over Savinio. Rashford just looks better. Rashford scores goals. He's just fresh off scoring 2 as well. Savinio didn't even get on the pitch, did he, on Sunday? I'm not sure. I've done a wild card. Shall I get Kluivert or Alanga? Alanga for me. Kluivert's only got a good fixture this week, and then it really dries up for Bournemouth until 38. Definitely Alanga. Mate, can you choose to start between Dango, Bruno, and Bowen? This week, Bruno Fernandes over Dango and Bowen. Oh, you just benched Dango. You're starting Bruno and Bowen. That's the easiest decision ever. Why Palmer? Because I'm bench boosting in 32 and Cole Palmer has Ipswich in game week 32. Simple reason. And in game week 34, Cole Palmer has Everton. And that is also a really nice fixture. I'm chasing points in my Millie League. Is it worth to Marmoush over Salah? Definitely worth a shout. If you're happy to take on the risk, it's definitely worth a go. Kluivert or Alanga? Alanga. Hey, mate, would you start Kirkes over Gabriel if I have Raya? Don't mind the idea and the thought process behind it. Bournemouth have just gone a little bit off the boil of late. And I feel like every man's going to start Gabriel. And if Sucker's back on those corners, Gabriel header could be incoming at long last. And I'm hoping so. I haven't known Gabriel all season long. So he's got 4 weeks to prove himself because he'll be leaving in 34 regardless. Bench boost in 33 to Sucker. Will have to wait for me. Bowen in for now. Yeah, fair. Yeah, don't mind it. Captaincy between Marmoush and Mateta. Who will you choose? I feel like Mateta's probably a better shout. He's got Southampton. But Marmoush against Leicester. The way City finished that game against Bournemouth, Marmoush could get anything against Leicester. I was really hoping you wouldn't say Szoboszlai. I thought that was a punt too far. But a D-unit mini endorsement and a 12.80 worth of pints. Let's do it. I love it. Honestly, if you want, I can't believe someone just said 6.4 million. When do you get the exact money and all of a sudden there's a player that stands out and I look at the fixtures and I'm like going, fourth, that could be a really sneaky shout. Yeah. I'm interested to see if it turns out really well or not. Kluivert, Munoz or Eze and Konza already have Saar. I prefer Munoz, but I don't like Kluivert. Can you go Alanga? Alanga instead of Kluivert? Rashford instead of Kluivert? Asensio instead of Kluivert? I like Munoz though. Got to go on a limb and go for Szoboszlai. What a play this could be. Mate, if that comes in, I'll be like, oh my God. Like the fixtures are there, right? Liverpool have really good fixtures. No one's talking about them because they've got no doubles. I really like their fixtures. I think they're great. And in 34, they've got Spurs. I could easily bring in some Liverpool players on 34. The only problem is I don't like the fact they've got 35 and 36 tough fixtures. It's really the next 4 weeks you want Liverpool players, I think. Why Burn and not Livramento? Because I haven't got the funds for Livramento. 0.1 million more I would need for Livramento. I've got literally my entire budget is spent on this draft. I've got no room for anyone else unless I want to drop Milinkovic down to someone else. I don't think I want to do that. Who was worth captaining other than Salah? Mamouche, Mateta, Munoz, even Sarr if you wanted. Cole Palmer against Tottenham. That'd be a way to... There'll be someone this week that has captained Cole Palmer. And if Chelsea show up against Spurs... Oh, my God. There's 2 minutes to the deadline. All right, is my team actually locked in? Yeah, it's locked in. I'm going with Salah captain against Everton. Yep. All right, let's see if I can quickly get through as many questions as possible. I'll try and be as quick as possible. For anyone not here earlier, that's only 2 points. Love it. Yeah, that's crazy. Saka or Palmer, pick one to have. Saka or Palmer. Where's the card? Saka, Palmer. Saka. Landed on Saka. Front three is the same as yours. Not sure between Sarr, Foden or Elanga to start. Sarr starts for me. He's got Southampton fixture. 100% all day long. Foden over Elanga as well. Elanga would be the one that's on the bench. Cheers. Thank you, Enigma. Fantasy Football Hub says the Szoboszlai has expected more points than Saka this week. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, man. Wouldn't surprise me. They probably think Saka's going to, I don't know, probably think he's going to get benched. Who knows? He probably will be benched, right? Nah, he won't be. I'm rolling with it. Stuff it. If I get it wrong, I get it wrong. I'll wear it. I'll be top 2,000 instead of top 1,000. I'm happy with that. Either way, I'm on Wildcard. I'm locked in. This is the team. 1 minute till the deadline. Get your last questions in. Bench Gabriel or Guardiola? Gabriel. I did think about benching Gabriel for Milinkovic, FYI, because I got a sneaky suspicion Milinkovic is going to get a big haul tonight. Good luck all. Thanks to this stream. No problem at all. See you on the other side. Yep. I'm going to quickly do FPL Challenge after the deadline's passed, which is in about 30 seconds probably. And then, yeah, I can't believe it. That is the wildcard draft. It's locked in. It's loaded. I'm pretty happy. The fact it costs exact amount of money, bench boost 32. 32, I'm on for a big week. Surely I'm on for a big week. Yeah, I think a lot of people have not captained the king, to be honest with you. I think a lot of people probably not captaining the king. All right, 115. That is the team locked and loaded. The game is hopefully going to update now. Let's have a look. That's it. That is the team. It's locked in. Cole Palmer is in. Everyone else is selling the idiot. I'm bringing him in. All right, let's have a look. Let's go to FPL Challenge really quickly. 7 aside. I didn't do that well. Top 15% last week. What did I get for that? Oh, I had Milinkovic, had Bruno captain. The rest sucked. Let's be honest, the rest sucked. All right, let's have a look at this week. What is it? Only midfielders and strikers allowed. Oh, mate. All right, well, we all know who we're going to have up front, right? So it's going to be Marmouche. Oh, mate. I can't even spell what's going on here. I don't need goalkeepers. I need... View all players. No, I want midfielders. No. Oh, my God. Forwards. All right, Marmouche. Mateta. Every man and his dog's going to have the same on this thing. There we go. Isaac. Midfielders. I'm going to back in what I went with. Let's get rid of that. I'm going to go with Salah. I'm going to go with Palmer. I'm going to go with Bruno. And I'm going to go with Saka. There's no budget in this, is there? No, there's not. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to back in what I really wanted to do. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go Eze. Just for the lols, because I didn't own him this week. There we go. That's the team. Save the team. Who's captain? Mo Salah. Yep, brilliant. FPL Challenge. That's it. 7 players. I could bring Bruno back in for that. Sucker bench, no. League lineup says he's benched. Oh, he probably was always going to be benched, right? I'm fine with him getting benched. I don't mind if he's benched. I'm not buying him really for this week. Yes, he's starting. Ironically, it'd be funny if he didn't actually play at all, and then Murphy came on. I'm not too concerned. If it works out poorly, it works out poorly. If it works out great, it works out great. So yeah, that's the team. That's FPL Challenge. I'm done. I'm going to come back. I've got to wake up and watch the football a little bit later on. Thanks to everyone that's joined. Thanks to all that have subscribed of late as well. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the other side. And hopefully my wildcard draft turns out all right in the long run. Remember, it's not a 1 week play. It's a 9 week play. So hopefully